Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 23/9/2022 newspaper guys. So in today's session, the number of articles are relatively less guys because editorials and all are not so helpful. So let us quickly look at other issues. Ukraine issue of profound concern, says India at United Nations Security Council. See guys, within United Nations, there is an organization called UNSC, and this organization has 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. These 15 members discuss about peace and stability in the world. So, in entire United Nations, you have UN Security Council, you have General Assembly, you have ICJ, you have ECOSOC, you have UN Secretariat, and you also have UN Trusteeship. So there are six main organizations, out of which trusteeship is not working. Remaining five are very important for us. And when we are looking at the remaining five, General Assembly consists of all the countries and they do voting for electing members and all. Whereas the actual role of maintaining peace and stability in the world is actually done by United Nations Security Council, which has 15 members. Yesterday we were talking about Russia bringing almost around 3 lakh potential combatants, and at the same time we also observed about the nuclear threat. So in this particular article, it is trying to say that India has raised concern over Russia increasing the troops, and it is worried about the conflict that is going on in Ukraine because it is going to damage the world economy. We all have just come out of pandemic, and immediately after that this particular issue has affected the world. Next guys, 109 held in nationwide crackdown against PFI. Yes, there is an organization called as Popular Front of India, and this organization is blamed for certain fundamentalist activities guys. I just want you people to know the difference between fundamentalism and terrorism guys. Now when someone says you should follow hijab culture, you should follow Islamic culture, you cannot go outside without wearing proper hijab. Women and men cannot sit together. They cannot roam in parks. Feticide is not allowed. Even if mother's life is in danger, Christianity says. Some people argue in Hindus that Valentine's Day and all must not be celebrated. So all these are what they are fundamentalism. They are not terrorism. What is fundamentalism? Following your religious practices to the core. That is fundamentalism. Now, when does it become when does it become terrorism? It will become terrorism when the same organizations use force. For example, if PFI tries to tell that If anyone doesn't follow, if anyone support Nupur Sharma, we will kill them, we will blast, we will kidnap. So when anything associated with the threat, it will become terrorist activity. So if I say eating cow is wrong, I'm a fundamentalist. If I kill someone for eating cow, then I'll become a terrorist. So any activity on the basis of religion, if we are trying to use violence, it would become terrorism. And PF5 is also believed to be behind Rajasthan's, like beheading case, and in many other parts. I don't have anything against PF5, right? As an organization, also, we do not have anything. We just try to help people here by telling them what exactly is the information. So, we don't want students to have a feeling that we support one over the other. See, guys, second important thing, some students were calling and asking, sir, certain issues like NSCN and all, we did not had complete clarity. See, guys, like I explained Russia yesterday, I had explained about NSCN, IM and all before. But now, what has happened, as those issues are every day, and if someone has joined newly, you would have missed previous classes. So what I'll do, once in a while, again when NSCN will come, I will try to elaborate. Again when Russia will come, I will try to elaborate. So that people, for whoever has heard, it will be revision, and whoever has not heard, it will be easier. And some people are asking, sir, are these enough? Should we read magazines? Guys, if you really have time, then go with the magazines. But what I would suggest you, you see, without this video, you would have sat for 2 hours to just read newspaper. Forget about doing research and other things. So the intention of this video is to reduce the 2 hours to half an hour or 1 hour maximum. Now, once that is achieved, next is giving information to you. So at that point of time, we do some current affairs and all from Jan. In that current affairs, we'll try to cover each and every issue, not only from this newspaper, but from other newspaper. Let me say, if this video was not there, what will you do? You will just open newspaper and read it by yourself, and it will take 2 hours. I am planning to reduce that time. I'm not planning to completely remove current affairs preparation of yours. But once if it is done, then Rajkumar Academy will provide you classes of current affairs from different perspectives. That would be easier. As of now, focus on reducing the time. From Jan, we can focus on elaborating current affairs from different magazines, materials, and all. Maoist movement is now on ebb along the Andhra Odisha boundary. Guys, I wanted to discuss with you about this specific issue. Now, we are all aware that Maoism, Naxalism, it is also known as left wing extremism. Guys, left wing extremism mostly demand for people's rights. For example, Jal, Jameen, or Jungle, water bodies present in the forest, land grab of farmers and tribals, and jungle, forest rights, tribals. These communities came together and they started fighting against the government because of some anti development policies. Now, where is this red corridor present? Red corridor, guys, normally left wing extremism is associated with red color, communism associated with red color, and red corridor means they want to have that Naxalism in the entire region. Now, where do you have Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Eastern Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Jharkhand, Eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and today it is spreading to Assam and Manipur. So, from here, Nepal to China. So, this is the route. And yesterday we read that Bihar it is completely removed. Jharkhand also, 90% removed. And now they are telling that, Andhra Odisha border also it is reduced. So the meaning of this is left wing extremism, or what we call as like you know Naxalism or Maoism has reduced in India significantly. So, in yesterday's notes, if you have written about the Naxal movement, add there, add there. Recent reports have shown, recent reports have shown that Maoist movement is reduced between Andhra and Odisha. So guys, next let's go to editorial. Yes, this editorial is about census in India, and Seema Chasti, who is a journalist, I'll just give you some or two points which may be helpful. You can use this in your essay and all. That's why. Now she says that census doesn't mean we are counting heads of the people, but census actually gives us information about various things that are happening in the country. Now, because of COVID, and before COVID, there was NRC CAA, there were protests in the country. So, people were worried whether we should go for census or not. But every year, there will be, sorry, every 5 years, there will be one sampling survey being done. We won't talk to everyone, but whoever is available, let us say some 10,000 people, 1 lakh people, we try to ask them, collect data from them, and then say, yes, sex ratio has increased in the country, right? Death rate has reduced in the country. We come to conclusions based upon that sample. But census basically gives us detailed information about each and every aspect, and nothing is equal to the sampling. See, guys, rather than asking 100 people whom you will vote and waiting for election results, there is huge difference. The same she says. And she also argues that census data can be used for many things. For example, in United States of America, when people were fighting for and against slavery, it was census data which helped them to look into the issue effectively. So this is a article which is trying to say that census data can be used to get information about the reality that exists and helps policy makers to plan better. Fine, just pause for 15 minutes and try to read this. Nothing much. Next, guys, you have internal democracy. Recently, YSRCP in Andhra Pradesh, it said that Jagan Mohan Reddy will be its lifelong president. But it is very essential to have internal democracy, because if parties don't celebrate democracy within the party, how will they represent democracy in the country? Is what the article is trying to question. Nothing much. So, guys, should the election commission insist on inner party elections? So, I just want you people to know that this is an article between, SY Qureshi, who was former chief election commissioner, and Rahul Verma, who is a political analyst. But I just wanted you people to be aware about SY Qureshi's argument. I don't know whether this can be asked, because you have a topic called political parties in paper 2, where about internal democracy within the political party can be a question in that. And the reason for that is, see, guys, they're not telling who is winning, who is losing, but they're telling what is the need of having elections within the party. So, from that point of view, it may be helpful. So, you can just look into it. Uh, I want you to read only the first question, the first topic. Is there any legal ground on which elections can be mandated within political parties? So, guys, actually, there is no legal ground at all, but there was a gem in election commission called as TN Session, who brought enormous reforms in election commission, and he insisted that parties go for internal democracy. And after that, we observe that almost every political party has said we are going for it. Whenever it delays, they request the ECI, and the ECI accepts it. Fine. And another argument is the term political party was nowhere present in the constitution, but recently political parties have started issuing whips, defection, and all. At that point of time, the term political party came into picture. And the other thing that you should understand is how there is internal democracy for the post of president in US, how there is internal democracy for the post of prime minister in UK. For example, recently in UK, Boris Johnson, right, Boris Johnson resigned because of corruption charges. After that, you might have heard about an Indian and the British lady contesting. And when both these leaders contested for elections, they didn't go for the public to support, but they got voting done within the political party. For example, within the BJP, within this, they had, within conservatives, within Labour Party, they do the, election process. Even within Republicans and Democrats, whoever is contesting to the top post, they should undergo elections. Now, when you see inter-party elections in China, the policy is completely different, but in other parts, this is the case. Now, if the leaders within the party cannot elect their leaders, then what is the use of it at the national level? So it's very important for parties to have elections because it gives a good message. At the same time, it also ensures that, it is not family based. Because what is the use if every political party is based on family, but in name, in India, we say it is democracy and not family. So that is extremely important, guys. And in India, in South Asia, not only India, in most of the places, this family culture is there. Whether it is Pakistan, whether it is Bangladesh, whether it is Sri Lanka, that needs to be reduced, is what the article also tries to argue. I want you to make a note of, this completely. The first one, write down completely, it will be helpful. PFI, a group that has been in the crosshairs of security. I told you about this. F-16 helped to Pakistan, not a message to India. Recently, we are all aware that US had told that we will repair, upgrade F-16 that we have given. But India was worried about it because Pakistan will use F-16 against India. But US is telling that is not a message that we are acting against you. Yes, Leicester violence where Indians and Pakistanis are fighting in UK has gone viral. It is about that. EWS quota court judgment, guys. Punjab calls assembly session. Varanasi court issues notice to masjid panel. Local toys to promote learning in Anganwadi. Remember, guys, central government is working really hard to ensure that local toys replace Chinese toys. So it is about Goddard, not required. Congress presidential poll, RSS chief. Central government signs 1,700 crore deal for BrahMos missile. Yes, they are actually inducting it into Army, Navy, Air Force. So they are trying to take those. Normalized scores in CUET, not required, guys. Company selling human milk items, not required. Lancet panel criticizes WHO for acting too slowly during pandemic. No one was aware about it. Center likely to stop funding, not required. Focus on vaccination, return to normalcy. It is about COVID in China. Iran curbs internet access as protests claim 11 lives. This is what they're trying to tell us. In many parts of the world, when people are fighting for freedom, some organizations in India are fighting for and against hijab. So, anything that we try to do should be progressive. One, education for a girl should never be said no, irrespective of the circumstances. At the same time, every community should progress, and education must be given in such a way that children of next generation will try to remove all sorts of negativity from their minds. It may be with respect to religion. Every religion has certain negative aspects because religion tries to control people. Actually, religion doesn't try, guys. All religions preach same. But the people who follow religion, who claim they are the one who has the right to protect the religion, try to suppress the people in the name of religion. Every individual must be taught how to fight against the negatives of the religion and use the religion for positive purposes. If there are people who believe in God, then make the religious practices in such a way that not only him, the society benefits. What is the use of cultural symbols when it doesn't have any benefit to the society and hurts majority of the people? South Korean leaders US criticism goes viral, not required, guys. Now, is this is very important article. Rupee slides to new low on Fed rate increase. Now let me explain this in detail. Everyone look at it. First, US. Second, I am talking about Indian rupees. Now, whenever $1 is equal to 60 rupees, $1 is equal to 80 rupees. See guys, more rupees per dollar we call depreciation. $1, 60 rupees, appreciation. For basics case. So when people tell rupee value appreciated, don't think like number increased means appreciation, number decreased means depreciation. So it is with respect to value. Now you see here, when dollar purchase rupee. See, whenever dollar purchases rupee, demand for rupee increases. See guys, demand for rupee increases. That means value increases. There will be appreciation. Fine. Whenever rupee purchase dollar, what will happen? Demand for dollar increases. That means for rupee decreases, which leads to depreciation. Fine guys. See, dollar value increasing means rupee value decreasing. Rupee value increasing means dollar value decreasing. Fine. Now, if you are aware about this, let us see what is happening. Now, in US, there is a bank. That bank increase interest rate, increase interest rate, or the bank decrease interest rate. Now, when it decreases interest rate, can I say people will take loan in dollars? Everyone, people will take loan in dollars and they will think, I want to invest. So they will invest in many countries, including India. Why? If you invest in India, they will get more profits. Fine. So, actually, what is happening? Profit is more than interest paid. Fine, guys. So, normally, what these people will do, they will invest in India. That means dollar will convert into rupee and rupee is sent to India. Do you understand? Dollar, because they got loan in dollar from US, they will send it to India. In India, you need to invest in rupee. So, dollar will purchase rupee and rupee enters into India to make profits. So, when dollar is purchasing rupee, we call that rupee value increases, that means appreciation is happening. See, so simple it is. Now, increase interest rate, bank will increase interest rate, then profit in India is less than interest paid. Profit in India is less than interest paid. So these people have to pay more. So what they will do? They will withdraw from India. When they withdraw from India, they will take rupees from the Indian bank, convert it into dollar. So rupee is purchasing dollar and the dollar is paid back to the bank. So whenever rupee purchases dollar, we call it depreciation, because rupee value decreases, dollar value increases. Is these things are asked in prelims exam also. Now let us see. This will be taught to you in classes as well, guys. Rupee slides to new low on Fed rate increase. That means Federal Bank of US, you see here, the Indian rupee weakened sharply against the dollar to a new record low in the wake of the US Federal Reserve increasing interest rates by 75 basis points. I told you basis points is 0.01%, right? It is 0.75% more such steep increase in the future. So what is happening? This would lead to increase in interest rate there, and as interest rate increases, right, the people who have invested in India, they will feel, let me take the money out, so rupee will purchase dollar and dollar will go to US back. So as rupee is purchasing dollar, rupee value decreases. Fine. So guys, this is very very important for us, and remaining is not so important. So thank you guys. Thanks a lot.